Hello citizens and welcome back. In today's video I want to take a look at the RSI Arrastra, what's good about it and some concerns I have about the concept. As always, if you like this video, sacrifice a like and a comment to the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more. And here's a shout out to our amazing patrons for their support of the channel and the Armory. Let's start by explaining what is the RSI Arrastra. It's a newly released concept for a large mining ship. It features 3 size 3 mining turrets which are remotely operated and have some degree of movement along the hull. It also has an onboard refinery and a vehicle bay that can fit up to 2 Rock DS or Ursa-sized vehicles, plus 64 SC of internal cargo. It also has over 500 SC of external cargo space to store ore and refine materials. And all this is controlled by a crew of 5, but I think you could get away with using 4 crew members depending on how the refinery gameplay works. So what is this ship for? Well, from the specs it's pretty obvious. It's a heavy mining ship with the only larger option being the Orion. The Arrastra also has an onboard refinery so it can stay out mining for a very long time, assuming there is enough fuel and supplies for the crew. But it should be very easy and profitable to take it out to distant asteroid fields and extract the largest deposits possible and refining the ore right away. And with the powerful guns, it should also be capable of going to the more dangerous parts of the universe. Now, how does CIG advertise the Arrastra? While the actual product page is more grounded and describes the Arrastra as a self-sufficient mining ship that can also support vehicle mining, at the same time CIG staff have described it as the master of all mining options and sizes, which is a bit disingenuous, and let's talk about why. First, let's explore whether the Arrastra can mine rocks of all sizes. Now, according to the Q&A, size 3 mining lasers will simply be more powerful. But I think CIG have some room to maneuver and change that. But let's assume that they are more powerful than size 2 lasers and they scale by the same margin. This would mean that size 3 lasers are too powerful to crack some smaller rocks and would overcharge them immediately. However, it's possible that CIG will come up with some clever quirk for these size 3 lasers. For example, they can extract such rocks right away without cracking. But for now, it seems like CIG are planning to go with the first option. Next, can it mine everywhere? According to the Q&A, the Arrastra has VTOL thrusters which should make it easier to fly around planets, especially after the proposed flight model changes that will make it more difficult. But according to the ship matrix, the Arrastra is about the same size and footprint as the Hammerhead, so I would argue that it would be quite challenging to fly in atmosphere, especially in difficult weather conditions. So yes, technically it can mine everywhere, but maybe it won't be the best ship to take down to the surface. Which brings me to the next point. You have the option of bringing 2 ground vehicles. CIG implied that you should bring rocks and drop them off to mine on their own while you fly around and mine with the ship. So we have established that you can take the ship down to the surface, so that's not a problem. The problem I see is that unless you bring extra crew to man the rocks, you have to send away crew that you might need to operate the refinery and transfer cargo. Now, depending on how large the ore storage is, this might not be a problem. So again, you could probably make it work, but it would definitely be more useful to have all your crew on the ship operating mining lasers or the refinery. On the other hand, maybe if you have some downtime on mining expeditions and some of your crew want to head out and hunt for gems, it's pretty nice to have that option. But I doubt that anyone will ever use the Arrastra as a dedicated ground mining transport. And finally, let's talk about the refinery. According to the Q&A, it has the same capacity as the refinery module for the Galaxy. And while we don't know exactly how refineries are going to work, I think it will be enough. And it basically makes the Arrastra a very competitive option compared to a Galaxy and several mining ships. But I would also like to know if the Arrastra can accept ore from other mining ships. But overall, it seems like the Arrastra is balanced to be completely self-sufficient. So what's the conclusion? The Arrastra fills a gap in capability between the Mole combined with the refinery ship and the Orion, and it will definitely attract a lot of players. It will definitely be suitable for long-term mining expeditions as it has good crew facilities and a lot of storage for ore and a refinery to process it. I do think CIG exaggerated some of its capabilities when talking about it, but that's pretty standard with them. The thing that struck me in CIG's presentation the most is that you're always supposed to progress from smaller mining vehicles to ships to bigger ones. I think that all levels of mining are supposed to coexist. I also think that some types of mining or mining locations might not be suitable for every type of mining ships. For example, let's say that you have a planet that has extreme weather that makes flying around difficult. So the best option might be to find a cave and go mining in there, or possibly mine on the surface where the weather isn't so bad. Alternatively, let's say that you find a large asteroid field and would like to mine it. In that case, it might be easier to bring an Orion or the Arrastra instead of several small ships. I think it will be interesting to see what CAG are going to do about mining balance and relationship between different levels and types of mining. I also think we will see ship refining in the near future, which I think will be a game changer for mining. And with that being said, that's all for tonight. What do you think? Is the Arrastra worth getting? How is it going to compete against other mining ships? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, fly safe, and I will see you in the verse.